Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be cash stuffing for the second week of March. I have some sinking funds as well as bills and of course our weekly spending envelope. So let's get right into it. I'm going to count my cash, but I did count it before the video, so I know I have $22.90, but here's my handy dandy $1,000 bills, and this is prop money. So we already have that in the bank. But in cash, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's $800 in ones. So 1,000 plus 800 plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 4. So that's another 400. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90. So $22.90 is what we're working with today. So let me straighten out the cash. How are you guys doing today? I hope you had a great weekend. We didn't really do much. We just kind of like relax at home. The weather's getting nicer, but my son is also getting, poor thing, he has allergies. Same thing with my husband. They're suffering with seasonal allergies, so we're kind of just taking it easier, like a little bit, before we ease into all the sports activities and everything during the summer. Now that things are kind of opening up again, we're super excited to get back to normal, I guess. And we actually have a vacation planned for spring break. This is our first year going into spring break, and my son is in kindergarten, so I've never had to do that before. So now we actually have to schedule around his school year. But all right, so first things first, I always take the breakdown of our budget for this week. So we are small business owners. A few of you guys asked me, what do I do for the business? We are e-commerce sellers. We're sellers on Amazon, and we have our e-commerce website. But on top of that, I also teach a lot of people to how to get started on Amazon. So we're kind of like consultants. And so we've been doing this for many years, and finally our business is starting to kind of pay for, it was able to retire both my husband and I. I used to be a pharmacist, and now we do this full time. So it is a huge blessing that we're able to do this, but it did not happen overnight, believe me. Okay, so this week we're working with a total of $8,400. We are looking to take in $5,000 in income, and we have $3,400 rollover from last week. Payroll, so we do have a lot of employees, contractors to help us run our business, and that is the big chunk of our business. I budgeted $6,000, but it's actually $6,300, and so I under budgeted, but we can't live without them, and they are, again, our bread and butter, so we try to treat them really well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to stuff is for our Faith Direct, which is what we donate to our church, and then we have rent, and we have Andrews, which is our actually I'm not going to stuff this because this was actually last week, so we did that already. So anything that is left over after we pay our bills is going to be subtracted by our weekly spending. So for our weekly cash envelopes, we have food, gas, spending, and miscellaneous, and that never changes. It stays the same every single week for us. And we almost went over budget this week, but we have nothing left over, so at least we didn't go over budget. We just spent everything we had, and then the money left over we're going to put into, did I say this week? I meant last week. Our cash envelopes has nothing left, so then we're going to be stuffing our sinking fund. Like I mentioned earlier, we're planning a trip on spring break, so I'm trying to beef up our vacation sinking fund, and car maintenance and medical. So let's get right into stuffing. Okay, so this is my cash envelopes that I carry around. So this has all of the categories that I normally overspend in, and like I mentioned earlier, we have nothing left for this week, but that's what it's there for. At least we didn't go overboard. So food, like always, gets 150, so I'm gonna do 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4. and then I'm going to do a 10, so that gives me 150. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4, 5. So 150, and that has been going pretty well for us. I've had to kind of put money from our spending and miscellaneous envelopes over to help out with food, because you guys know everything is going up, including food. So I don't know, we might have to increase our food budget, but for now that's working. You see here, this is everything we've spent last week. Oh my goodness, I was like running out of space too. All right, gas is getting its usual $80, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8. If you guys are new to my channel, I forgot to introduce, but I do gas stuffing videos along with budgeting, and now I'm also documenting my journey to get out of almost $500,000 in debt. So if you guys like that type of content, please join me and hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss a video that I release, and also the notification bell so that you get notified when I release a new video. Okay, for spending, I am getting $50 a week, and my husband gets $50, but I like to cash stuff because I spend cash, but for him, he uses his debit card, so I'm not stuffing him. I'm not stuffing his portion, so I'm just gonna stuff my $50, so that's 20, 40, and 50. So the next category is miscellaneous, and that always gets a 20, and I like to kind of break it up. So it's going to be a 10, a 5, and 5 ones. So that should be 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you guys, I've been listening to the news way too much, and I am letting it get to me. If you guys know, and you're keeping up with the news, you know what I'm talking about, what's going on with the world right now. I just wanted to, be very thankful for everything that we have. You don't know what you have until you don't have it, right? And that's what I feel like I'm having this moment right now. And anything can happen. So I just want to be, as grateful as I can for everything that we do have. And this whole week I've been doing a lot of reflections, and on top of being on top of the news, I was getting like semi-depressed, so I have to kind of lay off the news a little bit. Okay, so the next thing we're going to stuff is our weekly binder. So this week we do not have to do childcare because my mom was watching my brother's kid, and we was watching our kid, so we didn't have to use her for childcare this week. Faith Direct is getting $200. So let me get my binder out. Okay, you guys, this is all of the binders that I have for my cash envelopes. So I did a video about how to start budgeting. I don't know if I showed you guys all this, but these are all the envelopes or the binders that I have. It's kind of like going overboard, but you do not need to have all of these binders. I just do because I have one for sinking fund, which now I'm combining all of my sinking fund into one. So it's in here now, and this is for my household bill, and then we also have the business, so that is separate, and this is kind of like the overflow of my household and household bills. Okay, so let's start with rent. So rent is getting $1,500. And someone asked me, because I misspoke one time, I said that our rent was bi-weekly and we have to pay $3,000. We do not pay $3,000. We do not pay $3,000 twice a month. We pay that once a month, but we break it up into 2 payments of $1,500. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1,000. So that 1,000's already in the bank, ready to go. And I don't like to have like a ton of cash. That's why I use prop money, like that $1,000. Childcare, like I said, we're not stuffing today, and we already did all that. So this is good. Next, we're going to be stuffing Faith Direct. So it should be in this binder. You guys see how many bills I have? I have to kind of separate it like that just so I can have a peace of mind that I have all of my bills taken care of. So Faith Direct is getting a 50. So I'm just going to do 2 20s and a 10. And then next we are going to stuff our vacation. This is our sinking fund. So if you guys don't know what a sinking fund is, it is a mini savings that you kind of keep for yourself. We're cash budgeters, so we keep them in envelopes, but you can keep it in a bank account if you want. But these are things that you know are kind of coming up. I have sinking fund for my kids. I have some fun money for myself. I have one for my emergency fund, date night. You can do anything, but typically some of the common ones are like car maintenance, because car maintenance is going to happen. So you want to save up a certain amount. For us, we want to build it up to $1,000. But today we're only going to stuff $40 because we actually just had a big car maintenance and we had to use money from here. So that's one example that, you have this money set aside. So when it happens, you're not scrambling to get the cash, or you don't have to swipe a credit card in order to pay for that maintenance or whatever it is. Medical is getting $100. Another example of something that you should be saving up for, because you never know when a medical bill is going to arrive. So beefing up this one is a necessity for a lot of us. Vacation is getting $100. So hopefully we can save up enough for Disney World that is coming up in a couple months now. So I had 100 in here. So vacation now has $200. So that should be it for our sinking fund. And how much we have left? 100, 160, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So 100 and there's something that I didn't stuff. Oh, duh. So Novo is $200. So like earlier I mentioned that we have a business, right? So we have to pay for a lot of subscriptions, and this helps us to run our business. I love this. It says wife, mom, and boss. And I got these clips off of Etsy. And this is actually my daughter's hair clip. So I love keeping that there. So Novo is what we use for a lot of our subscriptions that we need to help us with our business, like QuickBooks and product research subscriptions, and also what else? We have, there's a lot. And so I try to put enough money in here so that it actually, Novo is a separate checking account for our business. So this is getting $200, and that should be everything left over. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200. So that is it for our cash. And we didn't have any leftover money to put into our savings challenges, but normally I would have some leftover money and I would put it into my savings challenge binder-ish thing here. My accordion, what did you call this? Accordion envelopes, but we don't, so we're just gonna keep that aside. So if we had like leftover money from cash envelopes, then I would have put in there any dollars, $5, and then at the end of the year I just kind of take it out, count it, and see how much money we've saved. But this week was a little bit like kind of a crazy week for us, so we didn't have anything left over, which is okay. Sometimes we don't have anything left over, sometimes we have a lot. So let me know how your week went last week. Did you go over? Did you go under your budget? Do you plan to start a budget? If you haven't yet, let me know in the comments. I love to chat with you guys. If you watch all the way to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.